Hey, welcome back. Hey, we just had our third channel hit 100,000 subscribers. So we got our silver play button for the third time. And in this video, I'm going to talk about a 4-ingredient formula that if you follow, you can achieve the same thing. We've done that on all three of these channels that have now hit 100,000 subscribers. And by the way, I'm in a very, very beautiful place. All right, I'm going to head down to the beach and I'll share with you what these 4 ingredients are. Now, 100,000 subscribers is a big accomplishment, and most recently I'm real excited to talk about the Live on Purpose TV channel. You can go check it out, Live on Purpose TV with Dr. Paul Jenkins. We just crossed 100,000 subscribers, and we followed a formula, right? We followed a 4-ingredient formula. We've done it for the last 2 years, so it's taken us 2 years to get to this point, and I'm confident that if you follow this 4-ingredient formula for the next 2 years, you'll have 100,000 subscribers as well. Ingredient number 1 is you've got to do keyword research before filming. So let me explain what that means. When you have a topic that you want to film about, you can't just make a video on that topic and then do SEO afterwards. I mean, so many times people come to me and say, hey, I've got so much content I've already filmed. It's already on YouTube. Can you help me SEO these videos? And the reality is 99% of the time, there's nothing you can do. You can't SEO videos. Let's say that there is a video on your channel where you shared a great remedy of getting rid of a sore throat, okay? But then I do keyword research and I find, ooh, here's a really good title. We should title the video, How to Get Rid of Strep Throat Without Antibiotics. Now, in my sore throat video, did I talk about why not antibiotics? Did I actually talk specifically about strep throat? Did I use that language? And the answer is no. So I can't just go in and change the title of my video to How to Get Rid of Strep Throat Without Antibiotics, right? So I had to do the keyword research first and find that title. That's what I mean by doing keyword research before filming. Now on this channel, I've got another video where I talk about my leaf strategy. I'll link to it right up above there. Go ahead and click on that after this one so you can learn all about how to do that keyword research before filming. And here's the great news. In that video, you'll learn my tree analogy, and it really simplifies things. You'll learn that it's really easy, not complicated, not overwhelming, because SEO, search engine optimization, in the past, let's be frank, it was overwhelming. There's a lot to do. And it even stressed me out. But in that video, I show you a simple tool that you can use, and it just does everything for you, as long as you understand the strategy, and that's what the video is all about. Okay, now let's talk about ingredient number 2. You want your videos to be 10 to 12 minutes in length. Now, I get mixed reactions when I share that number with people, because 10 to 12 minutes can seem long, or sometimes it's not enough time to really say what you want to say. Well, let's talk about the latter first, and then we'll go into, is it too long? So 10 to 12 minutes, if you think that it's not long enough, if you do keyword research before filming, your topics are so specific that you're only talking about one little aspect, but you're going into great depth, you're giving tremendous amount of value, and 10 to 12 minutes I've found to be a great length for this type of video. Now, if you're like most people and you feel that a 10 to 12 minute episode is quite long, that comes from advertising, right? In a commercial or a promo video, people have such short attention spans. You're pitching them, right? You're giving them a sales pitch. And so you've really got to work hard to keep people's attention. Oop, there's a piece of litter that washed up on shore. I want to make sure it doesn't wash away again. Just kicked it up a bit higher. So again, with an ad, you've really got to keep people's attention. Super Bowl commercials are 30 to 60 seconds. People are paying millions of dollars for that time, and it makes sense to pack in as much information and to be as exciting and entertaining as possible in the shortest amount of time. If you go 3 minutes for a commercial, I can understand why that would seem long, because you've tried to keep people's attention that whole time when they know that they're being sold to. But on YouTube, this is different. People are expecting to have a 10 to 12 minute experience with each episode. That's kind of the norm on YouTube. And with a how-to video, they're there to learn. They know that they're not being pitched to, and they're willing to give you more time so they can really learn what you have to share. Now, another reason why 10 to 12 minutes is great is because YouTube can show an ad every 10 minutes. So if you have a 10-minute episode, they can show an ad before and right after your episode is done. And the more you work to help YouTube succeed, the more YouTube will work to help you succeed and send more traffic your way. Okay, ingredient number 3 is you want to have an average view duration of 45% or higher. This means your content needs to be good. People want to watch it, right? Now, because you're an expert, you're sharing your expertise, you're really giving value, that's actually not typically a problem. your content's going to be valuable because you're giving away great advice. But some people have a challenge in that they give away their secret right at the beginning of the episode. In the example of how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics, if I started out and say, okay, well, here's the remedy. You want to use garlic, honey, and cayenne pepper. Well, then why are people going to want to watch the rest of the episode, right? Let me show you how I would start the content of that episode to get people to watch for an entire 10 minutes. Okay, so it would go something like this. First, I'm going to talk about why not antibiotics. And there's several reasons why not. So we're going to start the discussion there. Then there are 3 ingredients that I'm going to share with you. You probably have these ingredients in your kitchen. I'll explain each one and why it's helpful in getting rid of strep throat. After that, I'll show you how to mix this together right there in your kitchen. We'll talk about how often you need to take it, and then I'll wrap this video up with a story sharing the experience that my young son had when he had a fever and he had a sore throat, and how this was the perfect remedy for him. So do you see what I did there? I basically said, okay, here's what I'm going to talk about first, then here's what I'm going to talk about second, here's what I'm going to talk about third, and then the second to last thing I'm going to talk about, and finally I'm going to wrap up the video with this. When you do that, it lets people know that there's value in this whole video, and they'll watch all the way to the end. I found that this ingredient is critical because there are channels that I've seen that have followed all 4 ingredients that I'm sharing with you, but they left this one out, and they only had an average watch time of a minute or a minute and a half on each episode. And while their channel did grow, they didn't have the exponential growth that you'll get by following this formula. And I'll talk about that, what happens at the 4-month mark. I'll talk about that spike in just a moment. Let's talk about ingredient number 4 first. So ingredient number 4, you might want to sit down for this one. Okay, you might need to prepare yourself because this is a big one. At least it might seem that way at first. Ingredient number 4 is you want to launch and post 5 YouTube episodes per week. Okay, is that a lot? For me, I'm producing 13 YouTube channels, and to do 5 episodes a week on all these channels, we had to figure out a way to do that efficiently. When we film 20 episodes in a day. So what that means is we only have to film once every 4 weeks. This is a cool rock. Coral, I should say. Now, when you're posting 5 episodes per week, know that the first 4 months are going to seem really boring. You'll post an episode and it might get 10 or 15 views in the first week, and you'll think, man, I'm working so hard for such little results. Just know that this is normal. Okay, you'll be 3 months in and still be wondering, when is this going to explode? Well, the explosion happens right at the 4-month mark. When you get 3 months in and you're starting to feel discouraged, because it happens, I recommend that instead of looking at individual videos and saying, oh wow, this video had 10 views, or oh wow, this video had 25 views, look at the views that the channel is having on a daily basis. Okay, all the videos that you've created up until that point collectively. And you'll see, okay, on this day, I had 30 views. Now I'm averaging 35 views a day. Oh, now I'm averaging 40 views a day. Oh, now I'm averaging 45. Now I'm averaging 50. When you see the growth like that, you start to see the gradual momentum building. If you have all 4 of these ingredients in place, then something happens at the 4-month mark. I don't know why, I've just discovered it, and I've experienced it every time on many channels. There is not one exception. Every channel that's followed these 4 ingredients, at that 4-month mark, they have a spike. And a spike looks like, okay, I've been averaging 100 views a day. Now I just had 1,000 views in a day. Yeah. And then a few weeks later, oh wow, 15,000 views in a day. It will really happen at that 4-month mark. And if you want to get to 100,000 subscribers, you need spikes like that, and you need to stay consistent with these 4 ingredients. On the Live on Purpose TV channel, it took us 2 years. On the Chris Crone channel, we started out with only 3 of the ingredients. We were only posting 1 episode per week. And after 2.5 years, we then decided to go 5 episodes per week. 4 months later, we had a spike. And a year later, we hit 100,000 subscribers. So really, it was 3.5 years on that channel. So if you're serious about getting to 100,000 subscribers, then the next video that you need to watch is my leaf strategy video. I'll link to it right up there or somewhere on this screen. Watch that video next, and you can start that today. And when you post a video to YouTube, it will rank on YouTube on that day. This is how real that strategy is.